Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I recently did a video on a scope that was sent to me by SkyRover, and it was the 86MA, and I had a fantastic experience with that scope. So with the package that was sent to me by SkyRover, they also included the 0.8 reducing flattener for that scope. Now, even though that's a quad scope, they provide a reducer with it too. So that takes the scope from f7 to f5.6. So I was intrigued to see how well it worked, and in this video I'll share the results with you. My name's Glenn and you're watching Astrobloke. So I had a really good experience using the SkyRover 86MA. I found it to be a lovely scope, very well made, and the optics were brilliant. I got some absolutely superb results from it. And I was quite excited that even though this is a quadruplet and it comes with a reducer, to try that out, because I have heard with other scopes that adding a reducer can actually muck things up quite a lot, especially if you can't get the back focus right. So the native settings on this scope are f7 and 602mm focal length. So adding the 0.8 reducer will give me about 481mm focal length, so that's going to widen out the shot even more, but more importantly it's going to speed that scope up to f5.6, making it capture the light that little bit quicker, which is something we all like to see. So if for some reason you missed my first video on this scope, here's a few details on the specifications and a nice look at the piece of equipment that I'm showing you today. So as you can see, a really nice looking scope with great specs. But let's talk about this reducer. So it was a really nice piece of equipment. I attached it to the back of the scope. Again, I went with the 24 CFX camera, which is a full frame camera by Altair Astro. And I took a picture of a star cluster so that we could have a look at the star shapes. And this is the results I got. So on PixInsight, we've got the image of a star cluster, a single sub that I took with the 86MA with a full frame camera. On the right is the raw sub, and on the left is the same sub with just Blur X and Noise Exterminator applied. And obviously you can see there it's a lot cleaner. Now looking at the stars from the 86 MA with the reducer on there, I would say they are still exceptionally good. Are they perfect? I would say no, they are slightly elongated, but really it's only slight. It's not bad at all, and to be honest with you, it's not really anything worth worrying about. As you can see though, if we go to the left and we look on the one that's had blur exterminator applied, you know, the star here, we got a slight misshapen to it. Put BlurX on, it's perfect. So let's be honest, there's tools out there that are going to fix any of these problems anyway, so it's not a problem. And the fact that we get the scope from f7 to f5.6, I think that's a price worth paying. It's yeah, it works extremely well. I need to double check my backspacing to make sure I had it spot on, because that could be down to me not having the backspacing right, but I'm very pleased with those results. It's sped the scope up nicely, and it's given me that nicer wider view as well, field of view. So I'm going to pair it up now with a Micro Four Thirds camera, the 294mm Pro, because I want to try and get some mono data with this scope. I've not done that yet, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So I'm going to go and get that set up, and hopefully get some clear nights and start grabbing some data. So as you can see there on the star cluster, quite nice results. So I thought, right, let's get this on a target. We had some clear nights coming up, and I'm going to get on something interesting. And I chose the Flying Bat and Squid Nebula. Now this is a target that can be a little bit tricky, and I've never actually attempted it with a one-shot colour camera before, but I thought we'll give this a go. So I used, as I was talking earlier, Altair Astro's 24 CFX, which is their full frame camera, and I paired it with their 6nm dual band Oiii Ultra filter. Really nice filter this, and works brilliantly with the one-shot colour cameras, bringing out those nice faint details in O3 and HA. So I thought this would be a really good target to test that too. So we'll get everything set up, we'll get it out, and hopefully we'll get some nice data. I actually managed 6 almost totally clear nights imaging on the Flying Bat and Squid, and I collected in total about 15 hours of 5-minute subs, and was able to put it all together and come up with an image. So I was really pleased with that, and hopefully you'll like the results too. I really do like this scope. It's been a real surprise for me. Fantastic quality, lovely and easy to use, and as I say, with the reducer, which wasn't a bad price at all, I think it came in at about £178 for the reducer, you're basically getting 2 scopes in one. So you've got your f7 at 602mm, and you've got your f5.6 at about 481mm, so it's just a fraction over that. So really nice, lots and versatile, and gives me lots of options. My next test with this scope will be with a mono camera. I've attached to that the 294mm Pro, and I will be getting that up and running as soon as I can when the weather changes again. And I'm going to look for another target and try and get some really nice narrowband data with a mono camera, and I'll be sharing that with you in the future. So before I wrap up and show you the image I was able to capture, if you've enjoyed this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel and click the like button. All of this helps the algorithm and gets the video out to a much wider audience, and I'd really appreciate your help in that. So I've got 15 hours of the Flying Bat and Squid Nebula by one-shot colour camera. I hope you enjoy the image, and until next time, please take care, and I'd like to wish you all clear skies.